All right. I just pulled up a thing of it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it up here too.
All right. So it started off with Black Widow.
Yeah. It was an okay movie.
Yeah.
I think it should have came out before.
I thought
she died.
Terrible.
I didn't think it was terrible.
Also went to the theater to see it.
Except for, the glaring terribleness, which was Taskmaster.
That's why I thought it was terrible. I went to the theater to see it. It was like Jazz's little cousin's birthday. And that's what they wanted to go see, which was fine. I'm not saying it was like god awful, but I probably will never watch it again.
I agree.
Yeah.
I probably will never watch it again.
And they pushed that movie back too. Didn't they delay it too or something?
I don't know. But that
movie
came
out before, like you said.
That movie should have came out around the same time as like Iron Man 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like before the Avengers, that movie should have came out.
Phase 2.
Yeah, but I mean the ending was setting up her little sister as becoming being Black Widow now because she died in the end.
Well, the movie took place after Civil War, so it should have came out then.
Yeah. Okay.
No, okay.
It should have came out after Civil War,
right before Spider-Man.
Well, I meant the end credit scene. Remember?
Yeah,
the end credit scene. She's dead, and then
the end credit scene. She's dead, but they could have put that in at the end of any movie.
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
The movie of Black Widow should have came out before, right after Civil War, when they were on the run.
What was next? Falcon and Winter Soldier.
That was excellent.
WandaVision was before that.
It was WandaVision. Yeah, I believe it was WandaVision.
This says WandaVision didn't come out until 2021. It says Falcon and Winter Soldier was. Oh, this is old. Sorry.
It was WandaVision. It was definitely one of those.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got it up here.
Yeah, WandaVision. What I'm looking at was old. I'm sorry.
Yeah, WandaVision.
Yeah,
came first.
I did watch it. I did like WandaVision.
WandaVision was okay. It was creative.
Yes.
I did like that.
I liked WandaVision.
The creativity of it.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
But I mean, to watch a whole show to find out that you're watching the show of the bad guy, basically, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I didn't blame her for what she did.
Mentally, I understand
I understood. Like
I wouldn't say I won't blame her, but I get it.
Yeah, it was like, you know what?
She literally watched the person she loved die twice.
Yeah.
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 That's what I'm saying. I get it.
Right.
Like
I get it.
But I thought it was dope. Like the way they did WandaVision.
Yeah, the creativity of it was incredible.
Like, and how it was going through like the different decades and everything. I thought that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed WandaVision.
I thought it was good.
So,
next after that was Shang-Chi.
Great.
Which in my opinion,
some of the best fights.
Yeah, which in my opinion is the best movie of Phase 4.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree there.
I am, but we'll get down as we keep going.
Like most people might say, like Far From Home.
It was,
or No Way Home. Excuse me, No Way Home.
It was. Yeah, No Way Home was the one with Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that was
no. That was
Far From Home.
Far From
Home was with Mysterio.
Which was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Which was really good. Okay.
No Way Home was the one with
Michael Keaton.
No Way Home was the last one with where Tobey Maguire and all of them showed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. All right.
That was No Way Home. Most people would say No Way Home, but I think people are saying that just because of the crossovers.
Oh no,
it was dope.
The crossovers was dope.
To me, Shang-Chi's fights were just so
Shang-Chi was such a better movie in my opinion. Shang-Chi was great.
Yeah, it was.
And it didn't follow.
I could have did without Aquafina, but it is what it is.
She was fine. She didn't really have a big enough role for me to be like she didn't need to be there.
She was the second main character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about from what she did in the movie.
Yeah. His sister was dope.
His sister was so dope.
She was a beast.
She was a beast.
I mean, they have to wrap up those endings because we have Captain Marvel randomly ran off in the middle of talking to him, and then you got the other one where his sister like took over.
Yeah,
for the dad. So
yeah, it does kind of suck that they just kind of vanished for several years now at this point.
Yeah,
I would have liked to have had some sort of follow up on that, but I get they're building towards something. They did announce that he is showing up in Doomsday, so
which is good.
Yeah.
Then we got Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
that show was great.
Yeah, it was.
Especially considering they dropped a major plot point of that show.
Mm-hmm. The fact that I didn't even want to watch that show, but I thought it was great. It
was excellent.
Oh, I wanted to watch it.
I don't remember. I didn't like Captain America.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
but I thought that show was great.
Especially when Sam got Isaiah out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had that heart-to-heart talk and just, I was just like, yeah, this is.
Yeah.
And it came out during that time.
That's why I felt like by the end of the show, he earned the shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, man, it should have been Winter. Shut up.
And that came out around the time like with the BLM movement was going on and stuff too.
Yeah.
So that scene just hit even harder.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? So I was like, I was like,
that show was great.
I thought it was a great show. Great show.
Next,
the worst
was by far the worst show movie in all of the MCU. It's worse than Thor: Dark World. It's worse than Iron Man 3. It is the worst movie in all of the MCU.
No. Oh, well, yeah. Sorry. Madam Web is not in the MCU. So, all right. Yeah, you're right. But when we finished, me and Jazz, we watched Eternals. And I remember sitting down and I was like, the movie was over. And it was like 5 minutes later. And I was like, do you remember any part of that movie? She was like, no. I was like, that movie was awful.
That movie was so terrible.
And they hyped that movie up so much. It looked so promising. And we're like, this is
And there was some like great actors in the movie.
Yes.
Like, oh, man. I will say this. I'll give them credit. The speed scene was done right.
Was done well.
It was it was done like, that's how you want to see speedsters done. Not that crap that DC keeps giving us with the Flash that can't run. But the movie was just awful. There's just even that one scene can't save that movie.
That movie was terrible. I was bored out of my fucking
and
mind.
Then the main dude by the end, he seemed like a knockoff of Homelander. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it was just bad.
What's his name? Icarus?
I can't remember.
I think it's Icarus.
I can't remember. That movie was bad.
It was so terrible. Yeah. Then we got Far From Home.
Again, that's the one with the crossover.
Mysterio.
No, Far From Home is
Mysterio.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
I really liked that movie. The first half, I
thought it was okay.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm like, bro, this isn't Mysterio. What is he doing? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, bro, this is not Mysterio. And then he's all be good. And I realized he was playing him the whole time.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was solid. I didn't think it was nothing to write home about. Like,
I think the ending is hilarious where he's like, Spider-Man, it's Peter Parker. And I was like, bro, come on.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. And I felt he played a really good
He did okay.
I thought it was I like that one. I've watched it a few times. I like it.
It's a movie I'd watch if it was on, but I'd never go out of my way to watch it.
Okay, that's fair.
I think I've watched it a few times. I enjoy it.
I was looking for. I was like, "Where's the holocubes?" You know what I mean? But he was using the projector thing.
Yeah,
with Edith.
I thought that was kind of dope.
Yeah, that was
to
absolutely.
switch it to the projectors and.
I will say the fight scene though, with him using like his spider sense or Peter Tingle, if you want to call it that, that was great.
Yeah.
The way they showed that was fantastic.
Right. I actually love the scene where Nick is standing there and he got the gun aimed at him and then he was just like standing there and it drops the projection.
Yeah.
And he just like already knew it was there. I was like, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, it made Nick Fury look smooth. Like,
right.
All right, then right into No Way Home. Now that's the one with the
crossover.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe killed it as usual.
Oh my god,
as always.
He's so great,
so good.
I mean, killing Aunt May though. I mean, come on,
that hurt.
Come on,
mm-hmm.
I love Marissa Tomei ever since
Different World.
Different World. Yeah,
I was gonna say My Cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, I loved her in My Cousin Vinny too. But yeah, I've watched that movie so many times thanks to Jazz. But
that was really good.
Yeah, so them killing her, I'm like, come on, man. They didn't have to kill her, but I get where they're going with
they're turning him into basically your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. And I what's his one friend's name?
Ned.
I love the Ned where he was like, I'll never turn my back on you, or I'll never become evil. And I'm like, oh,
Yo, he's going to eat. Yeah, he lost a lot of weight too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the future Hobgoblin. I'm going to
yeah. As soon as he said that, I was just like, oh. And Jess is like, wow. I'm like, well, well,
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
The one scene that got me in that movie was when he tried to kill Willem Dafoe with the glider, and then Toby stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
You could see how much anger he was, how mad he was, and he couldn't get to him because Toby was stopped him, whatever. But
I think the scene that got me is the very end where he goes to like
at the diner.
Yeah, and he goes to talk to them.
Yeah,
and, like he hears that they got into MIT, and
right.
he's just like, just like sitting there, and they have no clue who he is. I was like, that's.
And then he sees the band, like he was going to talk to her. Then he sees the Band-Aid, like, see, she has that because of me.
Yeah.
That was still Doctor Strange's fault. Yeah, Peter requested the help, but Strange knew better to do that.
Yeah, but it was Peter's fault because he kept going while Strange was trying to like work it.
Yeah, so they both hold blame, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
But but it's also Mysterio's fault too, and Peter's fault, like because when they found out the identity and stuff. But that was a really good one though, and the new one got announced for next year.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Is it next year?
For next year, the 2027?
I thought next year was the Spider-Verse one.
No, that got pushed back to 2027.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, but I could be wrong. But I know they did announce something about a fourth one was coming. So don't know who the villain's going to be.
Ned.
One of my coworkers said the same thing you did about Madam Web. He said, "Dude, I couldn't get through like the past hour.
Dude, I turned it off. I couldn't do it. I watch bad movies for fun, and it was so bad I couldn't do it."
Yeah, they're saying Brand New Day is going to come out in 2026.
Yeah, Madam Web's just is so bad. Okay, so we should be getting a trailer for that soon.
Hopefully,
release date of July
31st
of next summer.
Yeah, July next year. So I'd say first trailer probably be this fall, winter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'll probably do one at the Super Bowl.
That'll be like the big one. Yeah,
the Super Bowl, of course.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was.
And we got Multiverse of Madness. See, I thought this movie was better than a lot of people were giving it credit for.
See, I just found it okay.
But I mean, people were like, "Oh, this movie was awful." I was like, "I didn't think it was awful. I thought it was. I thought it was a decent movie."
Yeah, it was like, decent.
Yeah, she's nuts.
To me, I just love that we finally got to see Wanda be Wanda.
Yeah,
like, we got to see Scarlet Witch. And how powerful she truly is.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
But I'll say this, man, that one scene where they're all trying to hold her back, and she picked the one dude out, and then all of a sudden she was like in there with him. I was like, oh no, I'd have been like, you got it.
Then
like you got it.
You had the perfect Reed Richards in that movie.
Yeah.
And just took it away.
Yeah. Well,
she folded them up.
He looked like the perfect Reed Richards. He clearly wasn't smart because he was like, Black Bolt can do this.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, what mouth?
This is he literally did what the one guy did in Solo Level.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. The dude that was like, you can't stop us as long as we have a healer. Like, bruh.
Okay, so take him out first.
Yeah. He was like, Black Bolt speaks one word. And then she's like, what mouth? I was like, oh. So, yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
Hawkeye.
I thought that show was fun.
I liked it.
I didn't watch it. So
I liked it. I'm just now realizing that was Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was her at first. So, but yeah,
I thought that show was really fun. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. I mean, I don't remember too much of it now. I watched it when it first came out, but it was. I remember enjoying it.
I watched it when it first came out too, and I thought it was funny. I thought she was very charismatic. Her and Jeremy Renner bounced off of each other very well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the story was solid. I enjoyed it. I literally enjoyed everything about it.
Yeah.
And then they brought back freaking Wilson Fisk.
Yeah. Apparently, they wanted to do a season 2, and
Yeah.
he told them no because they tried to like cut his pay in half.
Yeah,
or
some
something like
type
that.
of pay
I heard.
dispute.
Jeremy.
Mm.
Yeah, they want him. They want his pay. You don't want him to take half pay, and he was just like no. So, and on the Moon Knight, I loved Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was incredible.
I loved it.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know much about dissociative identity disorder,
Right.
but from what I have come to understand of it, it was portrayed very well in that show.
Oh, he killed it. Amazing actor.
Yes,
Did a great job. I loved Moon Knight.
Oh, so good. That the one episode where they went through like his whole past.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Wakanda Forever. I enjoyed it.
I did too.
I liked it.
I thought it was
The beginning was horribly sad.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I think for you to have to flip an entire movie on this fly because you lose your main character.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was my thoughts on it. Like you have to create something when literally the script you have had to be thrown out because the main actor's passed.
Yep.
Right.
Like
Yep.
so literally you can't use anything
Right.
that you was going to use.
And Talakon was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Namor's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get people were upset. Namor didn't have to try that. Shut up.
He'll be back.
Let it
He'll be back.
let things marinate. Let things grow. Y'all want the payoffs from day one. Like that's not gonna happen.
But no, I did like it, especially for for what they had to do with.
I'll tell you this though. Shuri better than me because I'd have killed Namor
on that land. Or
I'd have killed that man right then and there.
I would have too.
Yeah. So
I had no problem with Queen Mother dying because I didn't like how she
hated it.
I didn't like how she treated Killmonger.
See, you keep saying that, but she didn't do nothing.
Yeah, she did. Talk about he had no rights. He did have rights.
From what she understood,
Man.
Hold on.
he's some outsider.
You seen everything that Killmonger ended up doing was wrong. How you gonna be mad at her?
Well, it's their fault that they turned him into that.
She didn't know. It was the dad's fault.
She married him.
That doesn't what?
No. I was glad she died.
Nah, man.
No.
They did not welcome him to Wakanda at all.
I get that, but my whole point is she didn't know about him existing until he walked in there.
Well, yeah.
So she's just going to say, welcome. I have no idea who you are, what you're capable
They
of.
knew he was a merciless killer.
Yeah.
And don't forget, he was the reason that they were upset at at T'Challa to begin with.
Well, yeah.
Because he helped Claw get away.
Well, he needed
See, that's one thing I didn't like about W'Kabi being so mad. Like, oh, I thought things would be different. And then he said, like, motherfucker, he's the one that took him away from me.
Yeah. But he never told him that.
But I mean,
but yeah.
You're talking about Daniel Kaluuya, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Like, motherfucker, he's the one that took him away from me. I had him.
Yeah.
No,
and you're gonna side with him?
Yeah.
I just fell for Killmonger because they just did him dirty.
That's where we agree. I do feel for him, but you're blaming it on the wrong person.
No, I just didn't like when she said he has no rights. He does have rights.
You can't. Like, I'm sorry, if I have no verification of who you are.
He told him he had the chain and everything.
I can say it too. That doesn't mean I'm him.
He had the evidence as his father's chain.
He had a ring, a tattoo, and could speak. That confirms nothing.
But here's the thing. You're supposed to challenge at certain times. So he didn't have a right to challenge right then and there.
Well, he didn't. He needed Claw to get to Wakanda.
But
he
still,
I understand that. But when the ceremony is held and he's supposed to challenge, that was his right then and in that moment. It wasn't, that time had already passed. So he should have had to wait until the next year or whatever it is.
Oh, he said he didn't need weeks. He just needed them right there and then.
Yeah, but that's the whole point is what he was capable of cause like what's his name? The CIA guy was telling them, like, this guy's job is to just basically cause economic and national destruction to countries.
Yep.
So she's just supposed to say, "Come, do whatever."
No, I ain't saying
No!
that. Just
And they were told from the beginning, he's one of ours. He's American.
well, yeah.
That's what they were told. So when he goes walking into the room, they're like, we already know who you are. Like, we were already told about you. And then you're like, no, I'm actually this person. Of course she's going to be like, no, you're not
the whole
rightful.
room didn't want it, but still. Oh well, screw her.
Hey,
No. I can't allow that slander. I can't allow that slander.
You wildin'.
Like I
don't think it was necessary to kill her in this movie because we already had the death of Chadwick.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was too much.
But I think that's the reason why they did it, is because for Shuri it becomes a when it rains it pours
Right.
type thing. Like I have nothing now.
Right.
And that was the whole point of bringing.
Remember, she says that in the movie. She said, I lost not Shuri, the queen. She says, I lost my entire family. Have I not giving everything to this country? I'm like, man, she killed that, bro. You crazy, Tim.
Yeah, Tim wow.
I
crazy.
like Angela Bassett, but she had me hot now.
Man, first of all.
For the most minor thing.
Oh, well.
No.
You have no right.
Fault.
You have no right. She was right. He didn't.
And then look what Killmonger did.
Hey,
he burned the herb.
It was well deserved.
You bet.
No,
what?
It was
no.
I side with Killmonger.
No.
Yes. I side with Killmonger.
Killmonger. The problem is, yes, what Killmonger's original intentions were great.
Yeah.
He then veered off and made it completely bad.
Yeah.
It went left.
Yeah. It's the whole. I agree with your concept, but not your process.
Oh, that's fair. Right. The only thing I would have done different,
he caused an entire internal war in Wakanda.
Hey, well, sometimes you need that. They opened the world up. He got his message across. They will open Wakanda up to the world.
No, but he was trying to start a world war.
Yeah, because they hurt him.
So if someone causes you pain, you burn the entire world.
Well, see, I agree with that part. But what I'm saying is the way he went about it was wrong. Then he's like, oh, there will never be another Black Panther after me. That's wrong.
No. Well, hey.
That's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
But the only thing I would have done different for the
then
killing,
what if he had a kid? His kid would have been the next Black Panther.
Well, he might have one. You never know. Somewhere,
hey, maybe.
But I would have had
killed his girlfriend.
Killmonger. Yeah, I didn't get that part.
Just he's a bad guy.
He doesn't care.
I would have had him kill Shala's dad when he was in the hospital. What was he in the hospital?
Who?
No, he died when he got blown up.
What I would have did was I would have him like somewhat survive it, but he being carry you, and I would have Killmonger like, you remember me, and I him in there. I would have been okay with that.
Now. I would have agreed if it was him and he helped Zemo do that.
Okay, that'd be because you left me here.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. If the fault T'Chaka would have paid for his actions by Killmonger killing him, I would not argue with you on that.
Right.
For him to take out Forrest Whitaker, I am with you on that.
Yeah, that was justified.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I get that.
I get that. But for you to say the mother has something to do with it.
Well, she married him.
She didn't know anything about it. And then remember, like Chad talked to him in the ancestral plane, or T'Challa talked to him in the ancestral plane and told him, you were wrong.
Yeah.
And he said, I made a call. And I thought he knew he ended up being wrong.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with her.
She still married him.
She didn't even know.
I ain't like that line, that's all.
And she was already married to him before he did that.
But she was right. He had no rights at that point. We don't know who you are.
He's royalty. He's within his rights. They said it.
Yeah, when the time comes. And it wasn't the time.
At least be like, hey, let's verify what the fuck he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke the native tongue.
Okay, he's a guy that traveled around the world as a secret CIA agent. You don't think he could pick up a language?
And Daniel Kaluuya can never be trusted again.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
Oh, my.
He can never be trusted again.
No, Daniel Kaluuya was wilding for that.
Yeah.
To flip that hard just because he brought a body is wild.
Insane. Absolutely insane. And he acts like he's the only person that didn't get justice. Chad didn't get justice, or I'm sorry, T'Challa didn't get justice for his dad.
He had to. He had opportunity to do it, but he didn't kill him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's on him.
But to flip that hard over something, especially when, like I said, the motherfucker you went to is the reason he got away.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
So,
but all right.
But anyway, back to phase 4. We went all the way back to like phase 3. She-Hulk. I don't understand the hate for it.
People hate women.
Well, yeah. Well, that part I do understand. But
dude, She-Hulk acted like She-Hulk. Yes. And like people were complaining about it. Why is she twerking with Meg Thee Stallion? I'm like, do y'all not know anything about She-Hulk? Like, that's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk is basically just a regular woman. She just happens to be able to turn into a Hulk.
She's a city girl who's strong.
Yes.
Right.
like everything that was portrayed in the She-Hulk show was done in the comic book in one form or another.
Yeah. Yeah. So
the one night stands with Daredevil, something similar happened. Like the fourth wall breaking, she does that too.
She-Hulk gets around in the comic.
Huh?
She-Hulk gets around in the comic.
Like, so I don't understand what people got so up in arms about. Her twerking with Meg Thee Stallion was just hilarious to me because it's just like a She-Hulk is twerking.
Right.
Which is something She-Hulk would, in fact,
probably do. Yeah. But I just found it hilarious just seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the show was amusing. I didn't like the finale. The finale got a little too odd.
Yeah, the whole I'm stronger than you because I'm a woman and life's hard. I'm like, okay.
They did push that a little too hard, but aside from that, I thought the show was great. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I'm like, at that point, she might as well have just been a minority.
Right.
Yeah.
No. So, but Miss Marvel, I enjoyed.
I enjoyed Miss Marvel too. A lot of people talk bad about that as well. I like Miss Marvel.
People hate women.
Mm-hmm. Like
I thought it was a good show.
I liked it. And my goodness, the ancestor that held the bangle or whatever.
Yeah.
She was fucking gorgeous.
Dude, honestly, I was concerned with how they would show her power. I actually like the way they did it.
I like the way they did it.
Yeah.
Because it does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they definitely showed it in a different way.
Right.
Okay.
But seeing her, that woman showed up on Miss Marvel. I was like, hey, she is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. What was that group's name?
Dude, you know I'm terrible with names.
Miss Mabel.
I'm trying to remember because they were part of some like secret society or something like that.
I know what you're talking about,
her.
But yeah.
When they first showed her in Miss Marvel, I was like, she's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
Pakistani.
Like when she showed up, the first time they showed her, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, when they were in the little garden. Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, wow. But yeah.
She took your breath away.
Yes. But yeah, Miss Marvel was a good show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it.
A lot of hate too.
Yeah,
it did. It did.
People said it was stupid. People said it was childish. I'm like, she's a child.
Yeah, she is. And
it was literally her learning to use her powers.
And she loves Captain Marvel.
Yeah, she's a child. She's a child and basically a fanboy, fangirl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, she's a child.
Yeah.
It should be childish.
That's the same reason people hate Deku.
Yeah.
But after that, we got Love and Thunder.
Movie was pointless. I didn't think it was needed.
I love the goats.
But the goats just randomly screaming in the background was hilarious.
Yeah, I love the goats. I mean, it was it's a Thor movie, and people are upset. I'm like, Thor has never really been the Thor in the MCU. He's never been
like the Valhalla type.
Just straight serious Thor. Like people are, it turned Thor into a joke. I'm like, Thor's kind of always been a joke in the MCU. I'm like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But
they did turn it up as it went along. Once Taika Waititi took over directing the movies, they turned the comedy knob way up.
Yeah.
I do agree with Tim that the movie, at least as of right now, is pretty pointless.
Yeah.
There's really no reason to have it. I'm assuming something from that movie is going to show up later.
Yeah, it has to.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And be relevant to the main
storyline.
Main storyline they're trying to portray. But as of right now, yes, I agree with Tim. That movie was terrible. That movie was pointless.
How did you like Russell Crowe as Zeus?
Take it or leave it.
Okay.
I mean, they did show Hercules at the end.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that.
I was like, all right.
Is that actual? Is the next one Guardians of the Galaxy? Is that just a holiday special? That's
not a movie. I didn't watch that.
Okay, neither did I. But yeah, I mean, I've seen everything in Phase 4.
Yeah, I just got to finish a couple things in Phase 5.
Yeah, so do I. But I mean, I think it was decent. It's a build up phase.
Yeah, we still don't know where we're going with it, but
yeah, especially with things pivoting, we really don't know where it's going.
Like I said, people are complaining, oh man, Endgame was this and none of this is Endgame. It's not supposed to be. You have to work your way up.
Yeah.
Think about Iron Man 1, 2, and 3. Like that's where we're trying to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had to work our way through all of that. We're working our way through this.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So